Hi, everybody, and welcome to Digital Champions. I'm your host, Charlene Shirk, where we speak to some of the most innovative thinkers in the digital space. And today we're joined by David VanEaton with Happy Flower Company. David, thanks so much for joining us today.
Hi, thank you for having me.
And we should tell everybody that is not a fake background behind you. Your background is
No,
actually that gorgeous.
my background is actually this gorgeous. It's true.
And you're joining us from Colorado. And talk to us a little bit more about what Happy Flower Company does in Colorado.
Okay, well, as you may or may not know, Colorado is a cannabis legal state. We do not sell cannabis, though. However, we sell hemp. We're hemp growers, and we grow and manufacture premium indoor grown hemp flower, and we sell it on the internet all across the United States.
And tell us how you use the digital space to be successful at your company.
Well, essentially, we use WooCommerce, and we have an online e-commerce store, and we do a lot of digital marketing. Being in the hemp industry, or the CBD industry, I guess you could say, we actually are handicapped when it comes to doing a lot of marketing efforts. We are not allowed to do any paid advertising of any kind on a lot of different platforms. So we rely heavily on influencers and word of mouth.
And if someone was coming to you and they wanted to be a grower, what would your suggestions be to how they could be successful in the digital space?
Well, if they're growing hemp, I mean, like, there's a lot of people who grow hemp across the United States on a large scale. So I actually am taking a different route, and we are focusing, instead of making large amounts of hemp for biomass to make CBD products, we manufacture smokable hemp flower, and we grow it indoors. Now, that is not typically the most cost effective or efficient way to do it. A lot of growers are farmers who grow outside. But, the benefit of growing indoors, like we do, the startup costs are a little higher, but we grow a better product and we don't rely on the sun, so we can actually turn our harvest multiple times a year as opposed to just one or two. So I
And
think
one,
it's actually a better way to grow, and it's a better product.
and one of the things you offer is a CBD brand in a box. Can you share a little bit about that?
Yes. Yeah. So, in addition to just growing hemp flower, we have at Happy Flower Company, we're a small company, but we all have digital marketing and advertising agency backgrounds. So we actually have a branding and marketing service through Happy Flower Company where we can actually use our connections and our skills in the advertising space to create, like, if you're a person at home and you're looking for a way to make income on the side, we can set you up with a brand. We can create a logo and an identity package, give you white labeling products to sell, set you up with a website, and send you off to go and make money on your own.
And it sounds like this is such an evolving market space. Where do you see kind of the future going? How is this going to work, like, say, in the next 2 years? I mean, the laws change, states are changing, federal guidelines are changing. How do you even determine where you're going to be in the next couple of years?
Well, in the hemp space, it's interesting because hemp, since it's cannabis's younger sister or whatever, it is legal. But the interesting thing about cannabis and hemp that they both have in common is they both have cannabinoids and terpenes, and these are the things that you're starting to see in the marketplace that are being isolated and sold. So everybody's familiar with CBD tinctures. There are minor cannabinoids in both of the plants that are 100% legal. Hemp just happens to have a far less greater amount of THC than cannabis. So they isolate those cannabinoids. So we're starting to see a trend where people are looking for flower specific strains that have like CBC, CBG, CBN, THCO in them. And these are used to treat specific ailments. Of course, none of this is tested or approved by the FDA, but we're starting to see some results through some independent testing companies that they do believe some of these cannabinoids and terpenes are beneficial. So I think the coming trend is going to be minor cannabinoids and terpenes in hemp flower for sale, or not just hemp flower, but isolated cannabinoids on the
And what
marketplace.
and what would be the one big digital marketing tip that you would give based on your experience?
My experience is I do not believe in the traditional digital marketing methods anymore. I think web banners are a waste of money. I think print advertising, especially in my world, is a dead end. There's no way to really track it. I believe in influencer-based advertising 100%. In fact, my wife has a very powerful blog with many, many followers, and we post there all the time. Pay her as an influencer to promote our product line. The nice thing about the influencers are, they are on several different social channels, whether it be Instagram, YouTube, their own independent platforms, whatever. We tend to work with influencers in all the different spaces to get the word out, and we see a great return from that. Also, affiliate marketing is wonderful. Paying people for giving us leads on sales and paying them out a percentage on every sale works great for us. So that's where I think that's where you should put your focus on in e-commerce in today's age.
All right. Well, David, thanks so much for joining us from beautiful Colorado. We so appreciate you sharing your perspectives with us today on Digital Champions.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's our pleasure. And if you'd like to learn more about what David VanEaton and Happy Flower Company is doing in Colorado, you can check them out on dailyadbrief.com. Well, thanks for joining us today on Digital Champions. I'm Charlene Shirk, your host, and we'll see you next time when we want to learn something new. Have a good one.